Okay, everyone. Okay. Bearing is our focus today. Okay. So bearing. This topic deals with what? The measurement of
points of a base was used in mathematics.
Okay, so we have two types of bearing. What are the two types?
Compass bearing and three-digit bearing.
Another name for compass bearing is what?
Cardinal points.
Okay, compass bearing and three-digit bearing. For compass bearing, how about right compass bearing?
Compass bearing.
Compass bearing, we've seen something like north 50 degrees east. Okay, you'll be seeing the cardinal points. That's why it's called cardinal bearing. You'll be seeing the cardinal points. And what are the cardinal points? East, west, north, and south. So you'll be seeing the cardinal points. You'll be seeing the north. You'll be seeing either north or east, west, south. You'll be seeing it together with the number. That makes you know that it is compass bearing. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So compass bearing, you must have the cardinal. You must have the cardinal points, and the cardinal points are what? North, east, west, and south. Or we say east, west. Yes, news. Okay. Now look at the screen, please. Now for compass bearing, you can either start with north or with south. Those are the only two you can start with. You can either start with north or with south. So you can have north 50 degrees east. You can have south 60 degrees east. You can have north 42 degrees west. You can have south 51 degrees west. Okay, you can either start with north or south. You can't start with something. You can't start with west or east. Are you hearing me?
Yes,
there's
sir.
nothing like east 30 degrees west. There's nothing like this. There's nothing like what? West 45 degrees south. It can start with north, west. It can start with east, but it can start with north and
South.
Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
So examples. Hope you have written these examples. There are four here. North 50 degrees east, south 60 degrees east, north 42 degrees west, south 51 degrees west. Those are the four examples. Okay, so it must start with either north or south. So it must start with
either north or south.
With north or south. Must start with north or what? Must start with north or south. Must start with north or it must start with north or south. Okay, now look up here. Look to the screen. Now if this is a cardinal or straight line, let's try to get a straight line. 1 minute. I want to select you. Okay, so have this to be our
North.
We have that to be our north. So that's our cardinal point. So we have it to be. This is our north, right?
Yes.
These are all.
South.
These are all.
East and west.
Okay. The sun generally rises from the
East
and sets in the.
west.
Okay. Okay. Now listen up. With our cardinal points this way, northeast is this direction. Here to here is northeast. Northeast represents here. Are you seeing that?
Yes, sir.
This represents what?
Southeast.
Good. This represents southeast. I repeat, don't ever start with east or west in your notation. Then this represents what?
Northwest.
Yes, this region represents your northwest region. Then this represents your
Southwest.
yes, that represents your southwest region. Okay. Okay. Now look at this. Look at this, everyone. If I draw a line here, this is my north, this is my east, right? And I draw a line here. This line simply means turning from the north to the east. That is what northeast represents. Northeast means turning from the north pole to the east, turning from the north to the east, turning from the north to the east. So this is the angle represented. This is the angle represented. Look at the screen. This is the angle represented. Turning from the north, turn from north to the what?
East.
Do you see that?
Yes.
That's the angle represented. So if I say north 30 degrees east, I mean turn 30 degrees from the north towards the east. How many degrees? 30 degrees. So that's what it represents. So if this is 30, I know this is a right angle, right? It means this must be what?
60.
That must be 60 degrees. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That must be 60 degrees. Now if we have this, and I do this now, this is in what region? This is in what region?
Southeast.
Southeast region. So if there's any angle, it will be turned from the south to the
East.
towards the east. So if I say south 60 degrees east, it means turn 60 degrees from the south towards the east, and then when you get 60, rule a line.
Yes.
Do you get that?
Yes.
So that is the angle represented here, and we know that this is the right angle, right?
Yes.
So this other angle becomes what? 30 degrees. We get that?
Yes.
We get that?
Yes.
Okay. So for cardinal bearing, also called what? Compass bearing, you must have the cardinal points. Understood? Now for 3-figure bearing, right? 3-figure bearing, you'll be having 3 figures like 0 20 degrees, 0 60 degrees, 1 50 degrees, 3 40 degrees. Okay, you'll be having various angles of this nature. They will all be in 3 figures. That's why it's called 3-figure bearing. Okay, so for this, let us represent this. You start counting your angle from the north pole. So for 0 20 degrees, it means count 20 degrees in the clockwise direction. In the what?
Clockwise direction.
Count 20. So in the clockwise direction, count 20. When you get 20 degrees, stop there, rule a line. So this is our 20 degrees. You see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For 0 60, it means you start from your north pole.
Yes.
Count how many degrees?
60 degrees.
In your clockwise direction. So this is our 60 degrees. Okay, 150 degrees. 150 degrees. That's not 15. That is 150. 150.
150.
150 degrees. It means, oh, this line is interesting. Okay. It means that 150, you start from our north pole, we start turning. This is what? 90, but it has not reached 150, right?
Yes.
How many more do you need to get to 150? 60. So if you turn 60 more after you have turned 90 and 60, you get 150. So this must be 60 degrees because this is what?
90.
That must be, this must be, here must be 60. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Then 340 degrees. We'll take the examples in the notes, but let's just get some understanding. So we start from the north pole, right? Yes. We start turning in the clockwise direction. So let's turn.
90, 180, 270.
Is it up to 340?
No.
So how many more do we need to get to 340?
70.
We need 70 more. So we turn 70. So this is about our 70 degrees. Okay, do you get that? So this is your 340 degrees because this is 90, 90 and 90. So if this is 0, this represents what? 90 degrees. This represents what?
180 degrees.
And this represents what?
270 degrees.
Then when you turn to this place again, you now have what?
360 degrees.
Then you can turn again, add 90 to 360.
We give 450.
450. Add 90 to 450.
We give 540.
540. Okay. Are we getting that? You can also turn again. Add 90 to 540.
630.
Then add 90 to 630. You come back to 720. You see that? You can keep turning around. You can keep turning around. Okay. So let's go back to the notes. So we have the compass bearing and the 3-digit or 3-figure bearing. Everybody reads compass bearing.
Compass bearing. Wait, you need any standard compass shown below.
Okay, so we can see that this is our north pole, east, right?
Yes, sir.
And then we have our south down. Can you see our south?
Yes.
And then our west. Okay, so for compass bearing, you need those points. You need those points, those cardinal points. Okay. So in between north and east, can you see it? You have north, northeast. Can you see that?
Yes.
In between north and east, you have northeast. In between south and east, good. In between south and east, you have what? Now, do you notice that we are starting with south and we're starting with north here? Okay. In between south and west, you have what?
Southwest.
You notice we also started with west and south, right? Yes. Then in between west and north, in between we have north, west. Okay, read the starting points.
When we did that west, you will agree with the author that from north to east or north to west, we can only cover between 0 degree and 90 degree.
Okay, what it means is that each of these north to east is 90. This is also 90. This is also 90, right?
Yes.
And this is also 90. So any of them, you will always get 90. You always get 90.
90.
For any of them. You always get 90.